good part of the conversation already, so I want it to be recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
You have my. I'm filling for my own.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find where this file is, but I think I got it.
If you have it, you can send it, and we can pull it up there. So, welcome. This we're going live again for a post-match interview for the game between Anarkos and Becked that was streamed earlier today, just a couple of minutes ago actually. And we're trying to figure out if we can get a save file for the map so we can show it, but currently we made a save after the game had already ended, so it decided not to actually get saved for any one of us.
But I did send the auto save file from it. It should be in our chat.
Yeah, I'm not showing anything.
See if that works. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Let's see. I'll download this. Luckily I was already looking at these save games earlier, and so I have the folder for these already open, so I can.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Get it quickly.
I'm learning so much.
So I'll open this in single player. Do you want me to put the stream up on Discord, or do you want to watch it via Twitch?
Sure, Matt. Maybe. Yeah, I could.
Discord might be.
Yeah, if you have a link for the stream.
It's
oh my gosh, your raids in the north. Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll do it this way, so you don't need to hear yourself twice. I'll share my screen for Old World.
All right. Cool.
There we go. Oh, this is not the. I'm so used to the observer point of view that this feels a few weird already.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So is there anything that you really want to talk about yourselves before I start asking any questions?
Yeah, I was running scared and very surprised you conceded. I'm terrified by your aggressiveness in the aborted game and then this one. Yeah, what was your thinking like?
Yeah, so basically, like, I am naturally not a very aggressive player. I was just kind of thinking between our session that I had noticed that there was sort of some missed opportunities for me, and I think I had to contend for the center. Basically, what ended up happening though is my aggression in the center made it. My empire was struggling economically, and then I was being raided on 2 city sites to a point where I might lose them, including my capital.
Yeah.
And for me, it just felt like a matter of time until you started moving your forces towards my cities, where I was basically just like panic pumping militia.
Okay.
So it kind of felt inevitable for me.
Okay.
And it would be kind of unfun to just like keep going on my part. But yeah, I mean, the battle for the center felt like the game. It kind of felt like the decider.
Yeah, you might not also realize it. I'm not sure how intently were you watching the numbers on the score point screen, Becked?
The numbers in the score point stream? Which numbers are that?
The when you mouse over to victory points there, if you look at my stream. So you can see that Persia is both much weaker and naive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how intently we're
I
looking
guess
at
I
this.
expected, because he had spears, he had, chariots. And even though I just kind of gotten spears recently, he was pumping out a lot of chariots previously.
Yep.
And, it's a great counter to those battering rams I built and rushed. Uh, so, yeah, I was looking at it, but I was skeptical.
Yep.
Skeptical about the naive. And then the much weaker, I'm like, well, he was weaker. And then 4 turns later, he was stronger.
I
10 turns
by
ago.
the time I conceded, I was much weaker.
Let me actually. I will see
Yeah.
if I can load this in multi then in a. No, it's not worth it. But if I could swap quickly between these players, you could see that Anarkos has been in deep, deep depth from like turn 50 something. There was a point where he had 0 of every resource in the bank. Like actual 0. I had to ask the devs what happens when you have negative no money and can't sell resources to get that money back, and they said that nothing happens. That you don't actually start disbanding like you do in Civ and other games like that. But
yeah, I was completely broke.
yeah, it was really funny seeing the build queues in every single rider city was just
I couldn't
militia.
build anything.
Yeah, it's only militia
Just
because
couldn't build anything.
it's the only thing that he could afford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I had decent iron, which was I was selling to buy things.
Yep. Yeah, this was my favorite game to watch from these games so far, I think, because
Oh, nice.
there was this really interesting tension in this map, like because there's the camps here in the north. There's the 3 camps, and both of you decided to ignore them and just fight on the lower side. So this is basically like a dual minus-sized map because of that.
Yeah.
And then combine that with Becked having a big science lead the entire game. It's a bit unfortunate I can't show the graphs because we're not in the multiplayer observer view. But there was a point where Becked was making basically double science compared to Anarkos for multiple turns. But then
For the last
yeah,
10 turns, we've been basically even on science.
Yeah.
I have the graph up on my screen once my schemer died.
And that was then it got basically even. But there was also when the science was double for Becked, Anarkos had basically double orders. So there was this really interesting kind of disparity or like asymmetric between that. Both players had one really clear advantage, and it was really interesting to see how you leveraged those advantages. It was a lot of fun to watch.
I had a bit of a suspicion that I would have the advantage as far as orders. That's why I made the play for the center, like that kind of center north spot. I knew I had to contend for that site. That felt kind of essential to me. And honestly, moving into Gozan in the center wasn't really part of the plan. I just thought I figured I would just throw myself entirely into the into the aggression, see how it went. But yeah, I kind of put it all up.
Yeah, and I don't think you lost this game on the battlefield either. It was just the economy couldn't quite keep up with you.
Yeah, for sure. That was yeah. I learned a lot in this game. So I mean, that's what I'm here to do for sure, is learn.
Yep. I think it was a really tenacious defense from Becked because I was thinking that I wouldn't be surprised if you threw in the towel after losing Gozan and Pasargadae both in like 10 turns or whatever it took. But it was a really good defense.
It was. Yeah. Props for sure, Becked. That was solid. For me, I am going to review. I think I struggled tactically a bit in my initial pushes. I ended up losing all my chariots very quickly. And that's just honestly not 100% understanding zone of control. Yeah, just learning how to be a little bit more prudent tactically. I think I have a tendency to go ultra aggro, and I leave myself hanging often. So,
Yep, there was I think there were a couple of good dives you did this game as well. But I think the most important fight in this whole map was here on this mountain pass
Yes.
with the ballista and the chariots fighting over it. It was really interesting to watch. If you watch the replay from Science VOD, he has like this 15-minute tangent where he's talking about how when the ballista was here on these hills somewhere standing.
Yeah.
And you had two chariots in here in Kureshate.
Honestly, yeah. I that's gonna be really funny to watch because I woke up in the middle of the night last night thinking about that moment. I'm serious. Like I was hovering over, I was trying to calculate damage, and I just didn't feel ready to pull the trigger for some reason. But I knew I could have. I could have just dove in.
Yeah,
And
it's
taken the
definitely not.
ballista out.
It's a very unintuitive play because I think you needed to double force march to get the kill.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I was worried about that. I saw your chariots. I'm like, I don't think he's going to rush in because I'm definitely going to kill one of them. He's going to have to double force march. So I took the risk, probably stupidly.
Yeah.
But
this was a really scary place to fight against chariots anyways, this area between the two cities, because when the chariots are on these hills or in this forest, they can attack both cities, like basically all these directions at once. So I could definitely feel it. That was like an extra thing that felt like it added a lot of tension to the defense between these mountain pass and the city and even Kahas. That because the Beck didn't have chariots, you could kind of decide where to go.
Yeah. I know for me the turning point was when I lost my chariots and then kind of turned back around and realized that my economy was in absolute shambles. So
I'm not sure if you can see the capital of Persia in the other save file, but there are like five barbarian units pillaging it, and basically every improvement is on fire.
All my food being pillaged and nothing to fight against, and then Passagarde was surrounded as well.
I noticed that you both also went for a religion this game. Did you go it from the start, or did you just decide that I can do it, I might as well do it? Maybe we can start.
I went for it. I figure, okay, I have a zealot next in the line. I ended up giving it to somebody else. So I thought it would help the culture. Thought I'd have more time. I thought my archers might be scarier than they were. But I always build shrines anyway. I think Assyria has good shrines, especially. So just get some science. If you get a religion, a couple accolades, all the better.
How about you, Anarkos?
It was kind of just a consequence of putting specialists on my pastures.
Yeah, I guess
I just wanted to get those orders up.
Yeah, as Persia, it's not too big of a reach to go for pasture specialists anyway, so I guess it just kind of happens. But I'm surprised how well you managed to keep your family opinions this game, even though it's basically all-out war game for the most of the time. I don't think they were super mad at any point of the game. Like, there's of course it's like a bit of a skewed perspective compared from single player to multiplayer. That being a bit mad in single player is a lot different than being a bit mad in multiplayer.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you all notice Sarisa went autonomous role?
I saw the event, but I don't think I brought it up in the cast itself. But I was
otherwise
wondering.
it was in the midst of his attack, and it would have been 3 rebels or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was pretty upset.
Yeah, I do really like the road from between your capital and the champion seat and Sares and Kahat. It probably saved you a lot of orders during this game. That was one thing that I criticized Anarkos a bit for, is that lack of roads.
For sure. Yeah, I had it written down on a piece of paper right in front of me. It's just one of those things, trying to
Yeah,
juggle everything,
and it's easy to skip when you have this really nice river network that connects every city
yeah,
anyways, but the roads are still so nice for movement, especially when you fight in these hills.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, let's see, I had something else. You both went schema for your starting ruler. Uh, just seeing other people play it and think that it's the best, or did you have some other reason?
Uh, for my single player games, I've just been playing a lot of Schemer like the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. And so I just felt really comfortable with it. Uh, and then, you know, also watching the earlier matches, seeing how important scouting is and how, you're just unrestricted with the Schemer scout to go anywhere. It just seemed particularly useful. But I've been playing Schemer for openers for a while.
How about you, Anarkos?
Honestly, I didn't plan to come in with a schemer start. On this game, the previous game, I did have sort of a bit of an idea of what I wanted to do. The sort of false start game
Yeah,
that we had.
yeah, that was a bit
Um,
unfortunate.
that was yeah, that, that was a little sad for me to be honest.
If this
But
game was, I think there was like if this game was also full of aggression, the previous half game was even more so.
mm,
But,
mm.
but yeah, go ahead. This one.
Yeah, so a schemer for me, I think I just value that ability to scout. That's really what it was for me. And also the capacity to just buy some orders with legitimacy. I just wanted to sort of try to get moving as fast as I could. Um, I think when I review it, I'll think about maybe a better start that I could have thought about. But yeah,
Uh,
I think it was a combination of being like a little bit rattled from the situation of the first game and just kind of defaulting, okay, well, I'll just go schemer and I can scout and I can run around harvesting as many resources as possible.
yeah, that was actually one thing
So,
that well, we both praised, me and Sion, in our podcast, that you both had really good scouting throughout the game. I'm not sure. I
nice.
think Anarkos, your scout died at some point after like turn 50, but I missed the death. But there's still
Yeah, yeah, I
one.
ended up poking deep into his territory. I just wanted to see what was coming. And I thought it would bait a unit away from the front, and it did, but ultimately didn't make a huge difference.
Yep. There's this one is this Becked scout has been seeing basically everything for the last.
Yeah,
I don't even know how many turns.
that
It's,
makes sense.
you both had really good scouting throughout this game.
Nice.
In terms of the roads and the scouting, it's based on, I'm like, oh, I know the commentators are going to talk about scouting and roads if I don't do it. So
Yeah.
let me forestall that commentary.
I mean,
It
I
was a
think
big driver.
that's something good that the commentators are doing it then, because those are things that are easy to miss.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
that's just never pick judge if you don't want to get judged for not using the improvement upgrading ability.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the reason I went Assyria the second round and definitely Schemer was his aggressive play in that aborted effort,
Yep.
Mhm.
the previous game. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go and get archers as quick as possible.
Yeah.
To, and the best thing was a schema for the
Yep.
science, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also
Makes sense.
you both had a really interesting like expansion pattern this game with the hunters. I think you backed from hunters, champions, and then statesmen, right? Or do I remember correctly?
For me, well, patrons, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, they
Sorry.
just all look like really good hunter
Yep.
sites.
Yep.
And, I don't mind delaying a family.
But it was really interesting because on the other side, Anarkos also went from for statesmen, riders, and only 10 clerics. So you basically did both. You both founded your third family only at city number 5. It was really interesting mirroring, seeing that.
It was funny.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It'll be fun to watch it again.
Yeah,
To watch over the stream.
I definitely do recommend rewatching it, just because it's a fun game, but also it's definitely good for learning.
Yeah. I played my first multiplayer Duel 5 days ago, so just been trying to practice and get used to it. It's so incredibly different than single player.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it really goes against a lot of like sort of just my nature in the game. Like I like to build and I like the story, and so I'm still working on flipping that switch in my brain of like, this is a war game. you know?
Yep.
That's one reason in that first game, your attack took me by such surprise because, I was watching your videos and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, he's kind of a builder. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have time to build too. I like to build.
Yeah.
And then,
I
yeah,
am. I am honestly. So with the first game, what it was we came in and I saw the map and then I immediately thought landowners. And I've had an idea for Rome, with the extended like fatigue and the extra training. And I thought of like a Swift schemer play, so I was like, I'll just go for it. It's way more aggressive than I normally would be.
Yep. And it
it was
looked
amazing.
terrifying.
Thanks.
I wish the turn thing. I mean, I wish the 2 turns didn't happen, so I could just try to recover from that.
It was
I mean, I don't
so
know if I could
awkward.
have, but
I was rewatching because I recorded on my end just for review, and I was rewatching what happened in that spot, and I was switching the menu and thinking that it switched right when I declared war, and then going back in again and seeing if it switched. And yeah, it was just this unfortunate thing of like, I guess you have to go in, change it to a different turn style, save it, and then change it to tight. If you're trying to move out of like the auto simultaneous, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's definitely that's definitely with a Swift Roam schema is that those first attacks can be so fast that you kind of have to switch your turn style in advance, but that kind of then shows your hand that you're going to do something.
That is the awkward thing, right? But I guess that's just one of the sort of limitations of it. Is like it's hard to get that like instant surprise, but it definitely makes sense that we, that we play on tight when we're in conflict.
Yep.
So we avoid situations like what happened in our first game. But
I wish there was, maybe I'll make a feedback post on this, but I don't know. I can't find any documentation, at least within the game, on any of these multiplayer things. Some did a multiplayer too. I actually haven't. This is my first completed multiplayer game,
Yep.
Another active game, and like the documentation on the turn timer, on the turn styles, those batteries. There's a lot of complexity.
Yeah,
Like a
especially
lot
on
of us all learn the extend the current turn timer button. I don't have to use it, but the documentation and all that stuff would be helpful for us needs.
Oh yeah, and there was this moment during the game where you were wondering why the timer was paused, and it's because I use pause break as my mute button on both OBS and on Discord, so I accidentally paused your game. Because the observer can pause the game for you, but I cannot chat in the chat so I didn't want to break your flow while you were playing by explaining myself in Discord DMs or anything.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah. No, I was just curious. It took me honestly a little bit to figure out that like to go into my time bank, I have to click the button beside the pause button.
Yeah, but I'm sure the devs have been really active in following these streams and these matches, so you can probably if you just send them a message or something, I'm sure that they will take some measures in addressing this.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, they're great.
One more thing. It's one of these things because I'm not a good player in Old World. I'm a like a competent single player maybe, if I had to characterize myself. So did you have some tech path in mind when you went to the game? That's always one thing I'm curious. It's like a build order or something like those lines.
Well, I did for this game for sure. I wanted to get archers as quick as possible to deal with what I was seeing was a super aggressive player, uh, and so that was my thing. And then I'm going to go around and try to get 4 laws, which maybe wasn't a great idea since he can so easily beat on my unique unit. But yeah, archers, and I probably should have prioritized spears earlier in retrospect.
Yep. I don't think going for rams is a bad idea anyways, but I think going for spears is also completely reasonable. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I could have been a little more focused on tech. I feel like I was getting there was a couple times where I got awkward draws for tech. But I think going towards chariots was part of an idea of countering. I saw the archers, and so I knew that Becked had gone into like Assyria right into archers. And I wasn't sure if he was going to push offense or if it was just a defensive thing. So I thought I needed to get chariots at least to defend, and honestly didn't even think that I'd be using them offensively. But yeah, I think I could have been a little more efficient with my tech choices, and I didn't have honestly like a great plan.
Yep.
It was a bit reactionary at times.
Yeah. One thing I noticed when I was doing kind of this towards the end of the game, this kind of map review thing again, is that this map is actually really, really gold poor. There's basically no ways of getting natural gold resources like anywhere.
Mm.
So
I think there was some gold up north for me in that sort of like
yep,
desert valley.
yep.
I think I had a gold.
both yeah, it's mirrored, so both players had that gold there,
Yeah.
but neither
Right.
player went for it because it was so far out of the way.
Yeah. I was actually moving towards settling that site um at the end of our first session, and yeah, part of my like re-strategizing was moving everything that I had going up there. I just redirected it towards the center
Yep.
because I had a settler up there as well. So it was just kind of a change of plans where that site up north had to drop in priority. So.
Yep.
So in terms of that moment when I upgraded to a bunch of archers and the ballista was imminent,
Mm-hmm.
uh, should I have moved in?
I
I
thought
was
you were going to.
I was expecting to like counterattack with chariots I couldn't see, which is why I
Right.
didn't. I didn't really have that many units, as you saw. But I wonder from like why is it going in?
Sorry, you cut off. Could you repeat the end part of that?
I'm curious, what your thoughts were, or the other commentators on whether I should have attacked when I got all the upgrades with that slight advantage I had for a few turns.
That was still during the last session while Sion was commentating, so I don't really wanna put words into his mouth, but I would be surprised to not hear Sion say to go on the offensive. To be like it's quite easy to assume that whenever there's an offensive or like an active approach you can take, I think Sion would always advocate for that one.
Yeah.
Sounds like him.
Yeah. But I'm not. I can't really remember the game state good enough or well enough to remember how many chariots there were or if there were still any chariots. But it's it's like playing against chariots is just so rough because they can move so far so fast. So, I'm not.
Yeah, I think when I initially saw the archers, I didn't actually have. I think I might have had one chariot. So I was worried that you were going to push in with the archers. And then there was kind of a point, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I was moving units in to defend the city immediately to the east. And then I saw you pulling units away. So I knew that you weren't going to attack. I knew that they were just like posturing for defense. And so that's when I kind of had the thought of like, hey, there might be an opening here for me to go on the offensive.
Interesting.
Yeah, just trying to like get a feel for like where your head was at. Like, were you looking to do some earlier aggression, or was it more just like defensive? And yeah, I guess just like choosing that it was likely more defensive at that point.
Yeah, I felt like I wanted to settle that northern center site before
Mhm.
going on the aggressive,
Mhm.
and so it's just too slow of a pace thinking like that. I
It's
think.
actually quite interesting that you don't even Becked have a sight on the third marble in that city. Or this might be a save file bug or something, but there's a third marble in the middle city of Pasargadai,
Mm.
which makes it a really good city in the long term, but not a good city at all for fighting over in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really have any other questions or comments.
Cool. Yeah.
No.
Well, thanks. Yeah. Thanks. I know. Thanks, Beck, for the game.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck next round.
Thank you for
Fluffy
Thank you
playing.
bunny.
as well.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, that's my condolences, I guess, and good luck. But
It'd be an honor to lose to Fluffy, so I'm
Right
okay
on.
with it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
this was
Well,
a really fun
thanks
game
all.
to watch. So thanks for playing, and I'll see you in the next round.
Yeah. Thanks for casting, Sino.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no problem. It's the
Take care.
easy job in this one. It's casting definitely.
Cool. All right.
But yeah,
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
see ya. And I'll